What's going on, guys, and welcome to my FPL Gameweek 2 Team Selection video. We're going to be having a look at how we're going to line up for Gameweek 2, but we're also going to review and have a look at how we did in Gameweek 1. So make sure you do smash a thumbs up on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and without further ado, let's get into it. So as you guys can see, we managed to get a score of 72 points in Gameweek 1, and I'm really happy with that. But before we do talk about my Gameweek 1 team quickly, I just want to say, guys, if you did get off to a bad start in FPL and you didn't get a lot of points, guys, just remember FPL is a marathon, not a sprint. Okay, so don't feel sad, don't feel upset that you didn't get the points that you wanted, because like I said, it's about the long-term process and how you sort of maintain consistency over the 38 game weeks. All right, there's still 37 more game weeks to play, so stay cool, stay calm, stay collected, and just trust the process that you made before the game week 1 deadline. That's all I would have to say, because I know sometimes when you get off to a bad start, it can, you know, have an effect on your mood. We're all human, it is what it is. But all I'll say is, guys, trust the process. But anyway, talking about my team and in game week 1, we managed to get 72 points, and I'm really happy with that. So we'll start off with one of the main talking points was, for me anyway, for my team, was Isak captain. All right, and Isak captain, it flopped miserably, I'm not gonna lie, but Newcastle did play pretty much the whole game with 10 men, and that wasn't expected. We didn't know that, I couldn't predict that, and that obviously, I feel like it cost me a lot of points, because although Isak did manage to get an assist, I think he could have got a lot more points if Newcastle did play the whole game with 11 men. I feel like Isak could have scored 1 or 2 goals. I feel like Gordon could have got involved, you know, getting some goals and assists in that game, but unfortunately, the Newcastle double up just didn't work out. And yeah, it's unfortunate, but stuff happens. You know, a lot of things happen in FPL that are just simply out of your control, and you just have to live with that. You just have to deal with it. So we move on. I'm happy to at least just get an assist, to be fair. Somehow Isak managed to get an assist even though they were playing with 10 men, so I'll take it. It is what it is. But my defense, man, I'm not gonna lie, my defense absolutely cooked in game week 1, guys. Raya in goal, getting the job done. I mean, I just love the Arsenal defense, bro. I just love the Arsenal defense. They are so good, the best defensive team in the league, and Arsenal are just doing what they do best, really, just defending really well and getting those clean sheets. So I'm really happy with Ray getting 8 points, and he actually managed to rack up some saves, and therefore he got a bonus point as well, which is really nice. So yeah, that's very good. And Trent Alexander-Arnold, guys, wow, what a performance that was, especially in the second half. He was so close to getting some attacking returns. He was so close to getting an assist. He was on the right hand side. He whipped it across to Diogo Jota. He got his head to it and it just went wide, and as you can see, I've got Diogo Jota in my team as well, so that combination there would have been absolutely perfect for me, but unfortunately Diogo Jota missed, and yeah, Trent obviously didn't get the assist, but Liverpool still did manage to get the clean sheet, which is very nice. So I'm really happy with the Trent pick. Yeah, Trent's just doing what he does best, really. And then Pedro Porro, guys, getting on the score sheet. Wow, that was fantastic, I'm not gonna lie. What a header that was from Pedro Porro. I'm really glad he scored, but unfortunately Spurs couldn't get the clean sheet. And what can I say? I'm not really surprised, to be honest. Spurs defenders, you can't trust them for clean sheets. I mean, I've simply got Pedro Porro in this team for the attack and return, so I'm happy he at least got the goal, but unfortunately they couldn't keep the clean sheet. But I'm really happy with Pedro Porro. He did come off injured towards the end of the game, so we'll have to wait for press conferences to see if he's going to be out, if he's going to miss the next game. But if he's fit, I'm really happy with that pick. And to finish off the defense, man, Mykolenko. I mean, what on earth happened there, bro? Everton getting destroyed 3-0 at home to Brighton was not expected, but it is what it is. I'm not going to panic. I'm not going to do any rage transfers. I'm going to keep Mykolenko because I'm going to put some trust in Everton defense. Usually Sean Dyche just set up his teams pretty well, so pretty well defensively. So yeah, we'll see how Everton perform over the next few weeks, but for now I'm going to hold him. But yeah, man, my midfield did okay, not really great if I'm honest. Diogo Jota, of course, getting on the score sheet. He looks like a good pick. Saka getting 1 goal, 1 assist was absolutely fantastic, man. Again, Saka just doing what he does best, man, getting on the score sheet, getting assists, being involved. I really do love Saka as a pick. So yeah, my Amad Diallo punt though, guys, it failed. Yeah, my Amad Diallo punt absolutely flopped miserably. It is what it is, though. It is what it is. I took a gamble, I took a risk. Luckily, I've got some good players on the bench that can come in game week 2, so Amad will most likely be going onto the bench. But yeah, the Amad Diallo punt, yeah, it flopped miserably. But like I said, it is what it is. Hudson-Odoi didn't really do much. Could have got an assist, was involved a bit, but yeah, I'm hoping that he can, you know, at least get some just goal contributions in the next few games. But yeah, Erling Haaland, 15 million. He managed to get on the score sheet as well, which was very, very nice. But of course, we're all looking at that Game Week 2 fixture, which we'll speak about later on in this video. But he managed to get a goal in the game against Chelsea, which was very nice. Obviously, I didn't own Mohamed Salah, so I missed out on his haul. He got 14 points. Obviously, he got 1 goal, 1 assist. Unfortunately, I don't have Salah in my team. I chose to go without. So yeah, man, that's how we sort of did in Game Week 1. Really, really happy with that. We have a rank of 1 million at the moment, but like I said, to be honest with you, your rank at this stage doesn't really matter. So I'm not really going to discuss my rank too much, to be honest with you. But yeah, we're sitting at 1 million. It is what it is. But we're going to move on now because I want to talk about, I really do want to talk about sort of my not my transfer plans, but plays that I've got my eye on. Because I'm gonna be honest, guys, I'm not making a transfer for Game Week 2 unless Pedro Porro is confirmed out. Then yes, I'll probably make a transfer. But if Pedro Porro is fit, then I'm not gonna make any transfers. I've set up my team in a way where I don't have to make any transfers. So what my plan is, I quickly want to sort of give you an insight of the plays that I'm looking at, because there was a lot of things I saw in Game Week 1 and I've got my eye on certain players. So let's have a talk about that. So although I'm not making a transfer for my Game Week 2 team, these are the players that I currently have my eye on for the near future. So as you can see, we've got Minte, Mitoma, Nkunku, Leon Bailey and Ollie Watkins. And I'm going to start off talking about Minte and Mitoma. I'm specifically looking at these guys for probably Game Week 4, Game Weeks 4 and 5, when they've got Ipswich at home and Nottingham Forest at home. Those two fixtures there are really, really good. And I like what I saw. I liked what I saw on the weekend from Minte and Mitoma. They were very, very good, and the underlying data as well was really, really good for those two. I mean, Minte, who only played one half against Everton, racked up an expected goal involvement of 0.65, which is really, really good. And Mitoma also, he played 90 minutes and he racked up an expected goal involvement of 1.01. So the underlying data is good. I like what I saw on the eye as well, because I'm a big fan of the eye test. I love watching football. I love to see how players perform on the pitch myself. So combining those two things, I'm a big fan of the Brighton players. Brighton as a team also played well against Everton for the majority of the game. So I am really looking at Mitoma and Minte as sort of like short-term differential picks for Game Week 4 and 5, because I do feel like they have potential. So yeah, I'm keeping my eye on those two because I really do like what I saw. And of course, Minte got an assist and Mitoma got the goal as well from the assist from Minte. So yeah, two good picks there in my opinion. Of course, Minte is the cheaper option at 5.5. Mitoma is more expensive at 6.5, but nonetheless, I still think both are really, really good options. So moving on, we've got Christopher and Nkunku. Now, a lot of people that own Christopher and Nkunku might actually be looking to sell, but I personally wouldn't do that. I think if I was someone that owned Nkunku, I would probably just hold for now and see how the next couple of game weeks plays out. You know, does he get an early substitution again, or does he play sort of near 90 minutes? Does he get 80 to 90 minutes? I would just sort of see how things pan out for the next couple of game weeks. But as someone who doesn't own Nkunku, I'm just going to look. And again, I'm going to look and see how things sort of pan out for the next few game weeks. You know, does he get good minutes against Wolves away? Does he get good minutes against Crystal Palace at home? I think if he gets good minutes against Wolves away, there's a possibility I do bring him in for that Crystal Palace at home fixture. But again, he's someone that I'm monitoring. He's someone that I'm keeping my eye on, because if Nkunku does get good minutes, then I do believe he'll be a good pick. So again, that's someone I am sort of, he's on my radar. Christopher Nkunku is on my radar because I do think he's a good pick for about 7 to 8 game weeks. He's a good long-term pick. So yeah, again, I'm keeping my eye on him. Now, to finish off, we've got Leon Bailey and Ollie Watkins, the Aston Villa duo. Of course, neither of them did score against West Ham away, but Leon Bailey should have scored. He pretty much missed an open goal, which is absolutely crazy. But I love the Villa plays because long-term, from Game Week 3 onwards, their fixtures are really, really good. So again, Ollie Watkins and Leon Bailey would be good long-term picks. I love the fixtures that they have from Game Week 3 onwards. It's Leicester away in Game Week 3. It's Everton at home in Game Week 4. Wolves at home as well. So some really, really good fixtures long term for Aston Villa, and I would like to have Leon Bailey and Ollie Watkins, so I am keeping my eye on them. Of course, Ollie Watkins also has to build his fitness up because he's not had a pre-season, so you'd assume he'd do that playing against Arsenal at home and probably Leicester away. But after the first international break, you'd assume that Ollie Watkins will be getting consistent 90 minutes. So yeah, I've got my eye on the Aston Villa duo. I think, you know, both of them showed that they are good FPL assets last season. Ollie Watkins scored a lot of goals, and Leon Bailey scored a lot of goals and got a lot of assists as well. So I do like those two. I am really keeping my eye close on those two, because like I said, I think they have potential to explode in the upcoming game week. So yeah, not the best of performances though from the pair of them against West Ham. But like I said, Leon Bailey should have scored. Ollie Watkins wasn't involved too much though, but you'd probably expect that. There's a little bit of rustiness there because he didn't have a pre-season. So I think the more minutes he gets, the more sharper he'll be, and of course then as a result he'll score more goals, he'll be more involved in the play with Aston Villa. But yeah, I'm keeping my eye on those two. But that's enough now for the transfer sort of watch list and the transfer targets. Let's have a look at my final team for game week 2. So this is how we're going to line up for game week 2, guys. In goal we've got Raya, and for the back three we've got Pedro Porro, Trent Alexander-Arnold and Robinson. So one change to the team so far, as you can see, Robinson comes off the bench and comes into the starting 11 and replaces Mykolenko, who goes to the bench as he's got a tough fixture away to Spurs. So I'm expecting Spurs to score goals. I'm not really expecting anything from Mykolenko, so he's going to be on the bench. Now, I'm pretty confident with that defense. I like it a lot. Raya, will he get a clean sheet? Possibly yes, but I can see him conceding, but there is a chance of a clean sheet still. But nonetheless, Ray is just a good long-term option, so I'm happy with him. Pedro Porro at home to Everton. If he's fit, obviously we have to wait for press conferences on, I believe, on Friday, so I'll probably release another video giving you guys an update on new information that we've received. But we have to wait for press conferences. We have to wait to see what Ange says. But for now, we've got Pedro Porro in there, and if he is fit and if he is declared able to play, then I do love the pick. And then we've got Trent Alexander-Arnold against Brentford at home. Of course, a great fixture for Liverpool. I can see a clean sheet there. I wasn't really too impressed with the performance of Brentford at home to Crystal Palace, if I'm being very honest. I feel like Palace were hard done by, and they really should have won that game. I can see Liverpool winning that game pretty comfortably, so I'm hoping Trent can get the job done really and bring home those FPL points. But Robinson as well is a very exciting pick for me. A very an attacking fullback, and Leicester look pretty poor against Spurs. So again, I'm hoping and I'm expecting some points there from Robinson. Hopefully it goes the way I want it to. But that's the defense. Let's move on to the midfield. And in midfield we've got Diogo Jota, my vice captain, yes, but you guys won't be able to see that yet. But we've got Diogo Jota, we've got Anthony Gordon, we've got Bukayo Saka and Hudson-Odoi. So again, another change. Amad Diallo goes to the bench, but there is a forward that we'll bring in, and we'll talk about that in a second. So yeah, we've got Diogo Jota in there. Really happy with that pick, guys. I'm so glad I started off with Jota. I knew that if he starts games and he gets good minutes, I knew that he'd be a good pick. And again, I'm confident in Jota starting the next few games. So for as long as I know that Diogo Jota is going to be a starter, I'm really happy to own him. And he actually got good minutes as well against Ipswich away. He actually got 78 minutes, which is really good. So I'm very happy with Jota. Hoping he can get the job done against Brentford at home. Now, Anthony Gordon we got against Bournemouth away. Again, it's a good fixture for Newcastle. I'm expecting them to score goals. Hopefully they can actually play the full game with 11 men this time. Hopefully there's no red cards for Newcastle, and if that is the case, I do like the Anthony Gordon pick. So again, pretty hopeful. Bournemouth weren't really that good against Nottingham Forest, if I'm honest. They weren't great, so again, it's a good fixture there for Newcastle. Now, Bukayo Saka, man. Bukayo Saka, this guy always delivers. Again, it's a relatively tough fixture, but Aston Villa weren't great against West Ham, if I'm honest. They weren't great. I mean, they were okay, but they weren't great. So yeah, I can see Arsenal winning that game. I can see Arsenal scoring goals. And again, I think Saka will be sort of in the mix of the goals and assists. So again, hopefully he gets the job done. Now, Hudson-Odoi, man. Again, this was sort of a risky one. I was never totally comfortable with having Hudson-Odoi. Like, I liked him as a pick, but I did have sort of my doubts there. I did have my doubts, I'm going to be honest. And I'm hoping Hudson-Odoi can prove me wrong. I'm hoping that, you know, he can get those attacking returns. He looked okay. He looked pretty good against Bournemouth. And what I noticed as well, he was taking corners, which is very nice. He actually almost got an assist from a corner. I think he crossed it into Willy Bolly, who got his head to it, and it was almost a goal. So I like the fact that he's taking some set pieces. And yeah, Southampton away is a good fixture, but of course, I'm just hoping he can get the job done. So yeah, that is the midfield. Of course, Amad Diallo does go to the bench. I probably won't be playing him until our wild card, if I'm honest, unless I see Amad Diallo starting and getting much better minutes, because he did come off as a substitute in the 60th minute in the first game, and I just, yeah, I don't like the minutes risk of Amad Diallo. So for now, he's going to be holding the bench. But yeah, let's move on to the front three. We've got Rodrigo Muniz, Erling Haaland, and Alexander Isak. And as you guys can see, we've got the main man, Erling Haaland, as captain at home to Ipswich. This is a big game for us Haaland owners, because realistically a lot of us put Haaland in our teams for this big game against Ipswich at home. He has to deliver, man. He has to deliver. He's going to be my captain. I want minimum 2 goals and 1 assist. Minimum 3 goal contributions, but 2 goals, 1 assist has to be the minimum. We have to demand that Haaland returns the good, guys, because if he doesn't do that, then I'm not gonna lie, maybe it wasn't worth the 15 million. And I hate to say it as a Haaland owner, but maybe we made a mistake. To my fellow Haaland owners, maybe we made a mistake if Haaland doesn't really return those goods in that home fixture against Ipswich. So yeah, I'm expecting big things from Haaland. He did look really good against Chelsea though. He looked fresh, he looked sharp, so I am hoping that he can deliver. We've got Rodrigo Muniz in there as well at home to Leicester. I think that's a fantastic game. I think Fulham can really win that game, and like I said, Leicester look pretty poor against Spurs. And then we've got Alexander Isak as well, away to Bournemouth. A good fixture for Newcastle in my opinion. He played 90 minutes against Southampton. I expect him to play 90 minutes again against Bournemouth. He's on penalties. Hopefully Isak can get his first goal of the season, and hopefully Newcastle can get the win, because if Newcastle score a lot of goals, that means I'll be getting a lot of FPL points. So hopefully it goes as planned. But as you guys can see on the bench, we've got Fabianski, but yeah, he's just going to stay on the bench. Doesn't really matter. We've also got Amad Diallo away to Brighton. We've got Barco at home to Man United, and we've also got Mikalenko away to Spurs. So that is how the team is shaping up, guys, for game week 2. I'm banking the transfer most likely, as long as Pedro Porro is declared fit. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident. But that's going to be it, guys. That is going to be it for the game week 2 team selection. I really do hope you did enjoy the video. Let me know down below in the comments, how did you get on in game week 1, and are you going to be making any transfers for game week 2? Let me know what your thoughts and feelings are on that in the comments. But yeah, hope you guys did enjoy. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and yeah, I'll catch you guys for the deadline stream. But until then, I'm out. Peace.